Great. Welcome to book summaries of 200 book summaries challenge. In the year, we set the target of completing 200 book summaries in the entire year. On this journey, we came here on the number of 25th book summary. Let us see what does that book conveys us. I recommend you to take digital notes or physical notes, and we will discuss about the queries in the last. Let me start this book, All About Love, New Visions, written by Bell Hooks. Let us see the small information about Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks is the author, better known by her pen, Gloria Jean Watkins, is an American author and social activist, and who was distinguished professor in residence at Berea College. She is best known for her writings on race, feminism, and class. So let us hear from the author Bell Hooks. What does she conveys us about love? Who is the targeted audience of this book? The 39-year-old whose marriage is falling apart and wants to figure out how to reconnect with their spouse. The 58-year-old that feels like their community is not very unified and wants to help first that. Anyone that would like to know how to use the power of love for better relationships. So if you are working on relationships, then this book is for you. Let us see the synopsis. All About Love teaches you how to get more affection and connection in your relationships by explaining why true love is so difficult these days and how to combat the unrealistic expectations society has set up that make it so hard. When we face in relationships, our first response is, when we face pain in our relationships, our first response is often to sever bonds rather than to maintain commitment. Said by Bell Hooks. When we face pain in relationships, our first response is often to sever bonds rather than to maintain commitment. Means we always try to separate from the bonding rather than maintaining the commitments. Do you remember seeing those princess movies as a child? Means when you were in the childhood, did you ever watch the movies of princess? You know, the ones where it would have this cheesy, unbelievable love at first sight story. The worst part was that when the show would end by the painting this picture of happily ever after. If you can see that movies ending with happily ever after or Shubham at the end of the movie. So if you grew up thinking this is what your life would be like, you are probably now feeling like you are being robbed. Love is not as easy as they may make it seem in the movies. Love is not as easy as they make it seem in the movies. It's elusive, difficult, and takes hard work to maintain. Lots of people are cynical about it, and for good reason, but there is hope. That's why I really appreciate Bell Hooks All About Love, New Visions. This is just the book you need to see that your delusions around love that make it so difficult come from society. It will also show you how to fix these beliefs to improve your relationships with yourself, a significant other, and everyone around you. Let us see the small review and appreciations. If you want to improve your relationships by learning what love really is all about, you need to check out this book. Let us see top 3 lessons. These are my top 3 favorite lessons on love. We need to return to understand love as a verb to improve our relationships and the world around us. We need to return to understanding love as a verb to improve our relationships and the world around us. Love is hard because of societal pressures to lie and value stuff over people. If your immediate family is broken, you can find connections to others in your extended family, friends, and community. Let us see each and every lesson in deep. Really ready to find out how to mend your broken heart? Let us see ideas about love in these top 3 lessons. Love is an action word, and we need to practice it as much as such to improve our relationships. Remember that love is an action word. If you look at the most common topics throughout the movies, throughout the books, throughout the television, and throughout the music, love is probably the most frequent to appear. If you see any movies, most of the movies are filled with the concepts of love stories. If you see the books, it's also few of them are filled with the love. Television, even shows, serials, everything is revolving around the love. You had to think that with all of these messages about it, we would have better at love. But many of us struggle with this trait in multiple aspects of life. The most common association we have with the word love is affection. We think love as affection, or we think affection as love. Think about how you feel about your significant other. Let us take an example and take your partner, whoever it may be, how you feel about your partner. You know just what I mean. How you feel about your partner. It's fun to be in love, but the process of loving others is another thing entirely. And it's one we often forgot with terrible consequences. It's fun to be in love, means we are more habituated to be in love. You want to get loved by others, but the process of loving others is the entire thing. You need to learn the process of loving others. Some people will even go so far as to use this definition to excuse bad behavior. They emphasize the feeling of love so much that they overlook mistreatment. People frequently get the idea that someone who is abusing them still loves them. People frequently get the idea that someone who is abusing them still loves them. Or even that it's not a problem if a person that says, I love you, is causing pain. The problem here is merely the definition of the word love. Only looking at the feeling side is not enough to make for healthy relationships. We need to refocus ourselves on loving other people. It's the verb love. Verb means taking action that truly heals broken hearts. You want to if you want to heal any broken heart, you need to work on the word love. Okay, let me reshare. If you want to work on the broken hearts, you need to work on the verb love. Many theorists and psychologists have identified this important idea before the bell hooks did. They all believe the same thing, that love is consistently working to nourish spiritual growth inside ourselves and others. If you want to have better relationships, see how you can care for others better instead of just feeling love for them. Remember, love is an action word, and you need to showcase to others significantly, so that you need to practice it to improve your relationship. Let us see the lesson number 2. A culture that emphasizes materialism and dishonesty makes it difficult to practice the principles of love. There is a lot of deception involved in online dating. Now, lots of people are going for that online dating. Taking just one profile picture to let others try to get an idea of who you are is one example. Like if you see one profile picture and you easily come up with an idea who you are. But then you have got to add a little blurb about yourself too. You had never say that you are a liar, right? Yet society pushes us to lie about ourselves all the time. Many men, let us take an example. For example, many men lie to maintain dominance and get more power. It's often seen as an disadvantage to show feelings or take responsibility, which only promotes dishonesty further. And women lie by changing the way they look or how intelligent they seem. The world teaches us that being a smart and independent woman is not what men want. The world teaches us that being a smart woman or independent woman is not what men want, which is a despicable lie on its own, by the way. The problem with lying is that it makes it hard for us to trust one another and undermines the foundation necessary for relationships to flourish. Society's greed materialism is another negative thing that bleeds into our relationships, making them worse. We want the newest things and immediately, and we feel the same about people. We always want new things. And we feel the same thing about the people. If someone does not please us, we leave to go for something new. If something is not feeling good or something is not feeling new, we always leave from there and go for something else. When we instead put in the proper time and commitment that people require, we have happier relationships and lives. So a culture that emphasizes materialism and dishonesty makes it difficult to practice the principles of love. There is a lot of misconception is going on right now in the social media. So try to overcome these problems with the help of helping each other and making strong foundation between each other. Let us see the lesson number 3. Your extended family or your friends and your community can provide the connection that you may be missing in a broken immediate family. How many family members do you have? Ask yourself. How many family members do you have? If you got 3 siblings, 2 parents, you probably say 5 members or 6 including yourself. But what if I told you I have got over 60 family members, or I have got over 150 members, I have got over 15,000 family members? It's funny, but we don't often think about our extended family when throwing around the word family, and we should not do this. We learn a lot from our parents, our siblings, but if we stop there, it's sometimes not enough. I have had a lot of important experiences seeing the way some of my aunts and uncles treat their spouses and children. And for example, that helped me be a better friend and better healer. I would not have that if we weren't so close. Immediate family is important, but don't discount other relationships. The more people that are in our network, the better opportunities we have to learn to love, how to love. Remember this powerful statement, write down on the paper. The more people that are in our network, the better opportunities we have to learn how to love. If we spend more times with cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents, we get more chances to see how love really works. If you don't have the luxury of a good extended family, then look to your closest friends and your community. There are lessons for you to learn about love from them, and that your immediate family may never teach you. Learning from these individuals is vital to success of your relationships. Immediate family means your parents, your siblings, that's it. But your extended family means your ancestors of your mother, your ancestors of your father, your relations of your mother and father. This can be called as an extended family. You can take the help of your extended family, as well as you can take the help of your friends. You can take the help of your community. Our community this will provide you the connection which might be missing for you. Let us see the mind map lessons. We will recollect all the lessons that we have covered till now. Top 3 lessons. We need to return to understand love as a verb. Verb means taking action. Take actions of love towards your relationships to improve and strengthen your relationship and the world around us. Love is hard right now because of societal pressures to lie and value stuff over people. By seeing simple DP, we are able to say and judge the people. So that is the reason love is becoming very hard. If your immediate family is broken, find connection to the others with the help of your extended family, friends, and community. Expand your wings of connection to your extended family, friends, and community. Let us see the key takeaways. Learn how to enhance your relationships by looking at love differently. Look the love different ways in different angles. Change your own definition of love. Our culture encourages dishonesty and celebrates materialism. We are always celebrate our materialism, making it difficult for us to experience love. Self-love and spirituality are the foundations for loving relationships with others and the wider world. If you want to know how to set the love relationships or how to set the love with your spouse, self-love and spirituality are the foundations. Sometimes it will be hard to maintain the relationship for a long time. At the time, these two things will help you to set the foundation and make sure that the relationship stay for a long time. Experiencing community in the form of family and friendships teaches us how to love. Mutual growth through sharing, communicating, and honesty is at the core of love. The core of love relies on 3 things: sharing, communicating, and honesty. Mutual growth will happen when you share each other, when you communicate, and when you be honest with yourself. Believing that romantic love is not something we can control and that it should be easy creates unrealistic expectations. Let us see the conclusion with 2 steps. What are the conclusion we can take from this book? All about love. Having truly loving relationships is a matter of being willingly to generously perform acts of kindness, compassion, respect, and nurturing for everyone. Remember 4 or 5 steps here. Perform acts of kindness. Perform compassion. Take respect and give respect. Nurture for everyone and nurture for yourself. If you do this, you can have truly loving relationships. When we do this, we not only improve our interpersonal relationships, we also start building a society in which everyone is valued and cared for. Let us see the action time for now. As we part of the community, make an effort to have an effective communication with your community wherever you are. Wherever you are, make an effort to have communication with our community.